Our presentation as Team Gene Start is on empowering global communities for climate resilience. And our focus theme is on climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. Now, there was a summit in September 2023, which was a Climate Ambition Summit, which was convened by the UN headquarters in New York. And its background was to intensify the global action towards the global climate crisis. Now, the aim of it is to foster let me say, collaboration between both government agencies and then most industry leads on how best to tackle the issue. And the two main focus that came out during that process was first to accelerate the decarbonization of the global economy and as well as deliver climate justice. Now, based on this, the accelerated agenda was set out, and this came about because we do not want the country to the ozone layer to get to the 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold, which has been projected by most of our scientists that that was where we are headed for. And for this, is prioritize the early warning systems that can help guide communities on actions they are taking to curb the global climate conditions and then the climate change as we are seeing now. And to achieve this, some approaches that have been brought out is to monitor and report the decarbonization of the global economy, and then also unlock a data dividend that allows us to monitor climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollutions, which are key factors in affecting the climate change and then the heating up of the ozone layer. Now, our products to solve or tackle this focus on how do we create a localized system which can then provide information at sub-regional levels based on run models or indicators to inform policymakers and the leadership on how best to tackle certain issues. Now, the whole concept behind this is we would like to create a predictive model that projects the happenings of vulnerabilities of certain countries in 10 years advance. Then, as they work towards pushing in more data, the model adjusts to tell them whether they are performing better or not. Now, the statement came about because we ran across a document that mentioned that half of the world's population live in climate danger zones and climate hotspots. And those people are 15 times more likely to die of a climate impact. Now, we've come up with some countries where we have identified certain threats, such as drought, flooding, famine, sea level rises, and extreme weather conditions, and then hurricanes and mudslides as the predominant vulnerable areas. And with this, we've built a model that picks certain vulnerability indicators, both from climate, location, environmental factor, poverty index, health, infrastructure, population density, agriculture, and governance, and then creates a multi-linear regressional model that tries to determine their vulnerability index as well as being able to mark out whether they are likely to experience a climate related disaster or not. And the data used we categorize into five sectors where we have the climate data, the environmental data, the social demographic data, the demographic data, and then the governance data. And this was basically run both in R and Python. And then we did most of our visualization in the ArcGIS online and then the Jupyter Lab. Now, the results of the model will be continued by my colleague.
So with this part, we wanted to check our predict the expected variable, that's our target variable, to see how good it is. But after checking it, we could see that the R score for our data was 0.942, which was better. Therefore, we need not to take the log of our targeted variable. So this is also the same thing for the vulnerability. The first plot was for the for the atmospheric temperature, the global atmospheric temperature, which was our target variable. And this was for the vulnerability index. And we could see that all the targeted variables were good. So we used them without taking the log of them.
Now, based on this, we went forward to create a special map that flats out the areas of interest based on the vulnerability indicator, realizing that the biases within the vulnerability indicators best suits the model. And with that, we've created this interactive map that allow people to zoom in to get information of their particular areas of interest, and then based on that they can make informed decisions. Now the model has been loaded onto the GitHub platform, so any country can then take uh, the model, just inserting their data, rerun, and then it should give them a same projection of what is happening in their country, and then whether they are performing better with new data they are bringing in or they are going worse. Thank you.